what is the difference between a ghost and another spiritual being? So there are many types of spiritual beings, many. But for this little chat, we're going to refer to it as a human who has departed. So that'll take us to the ghost. The clue was in departed. So the ghost of a person will remain in one area. They'll tend to remain in one area, whereas where it might be a room or a house or an area where they lived, interestingly enough, they often follow the footprint of the house as it used to be. So if there were stairs previously in the old house, the design of the old house, if a house has changed, you'll find that a ghost will follow the stairs and walk up them, invisible set of stairs, because they'll be following the same pattern. Basically, there are many different dimensions, okay? And the dimension that the ghost exists in is, some call it the lower astral realm. It's a dimension that they hang out in after they've departed, for many different reasons. It's a big long subject, but to cut it short, they'll often end up remaining closer to the earth, as I would put it, because they may be too attached to their houses. Their homes can be one thing, so attachment to physical objects. So that harks back to, a lot of Hinduism and a lot of different religions about materialism. So don't let that hold you back. Don't let your favourite jug hold you back. You leave that jug, because there are objects that have been haunted. Objects do get haunted. So often here in New Zealand, when Māori die, sometimes they will take everything out of the house because they don't want the spirit of the person to jump into something, an object. So so anyway, that can happen. Or a room can be inhabited by a ghost as well. So how do I know the difference? How do I know the difference of where my loved one is? Well, it's if they're always there, okay? That you sense them there all the time. And where they are, it's not particularly ideal, okay? It's not like they're in a grave amount of pain or anything like that. But it's not ideal. They haven't been sent quite through, and they will go through, and you can get assistance for them in that way. You can call on someone who knows how to do this, or you can, a lot of people will use prayer. Many religions do it differently, but of course you don't have to be religious, or you can just ask for them to be sent on. And if that doesn't work, then you can call in someone who can assist, because sometimes it's a bit like ghost counselling. You've got to sit down with the ghost and have a wee chat about how come they're still hanging around, and it might be that they need to give someone a message, or they weren't quite ready to leave, or they were very emotional at the time of death and that held them back. There can be many different reasons, but that doesn't mean to say that your loved one is a ghost by any stretch, most likely they die and they pass on to another dimension, which is of a slightly higher vibration. Now these dimensions can interlap over each other as well. That's the interesting thing. The ghost world overlaps our world too. Now the higher vibrational spiritual world, sometimes when someone has had a loved one who has passed over, they will come back to visit that person. That's quite a common occurrence. So they'll either turn up in a dream, or they will turn up at the end of the bed and scare the living out of them, because I've heard of that and it's happened before. But yeah, they'll turn up and just to say hi and let you know that they're okay. I've heard of some people who have that type of sight, who can see spirit cowering when they're, especially the grandparents in particular often come back. They really care about you, and they often come back, and if the younger one doesn't understand it and they start suddenly seeing images of their grandparent, that I've had people that I've known that have been like, leave me alone, really freaking out. But you don't need to freak out. They're just coming back to say hi. But this sort of thing can really scare people, and I mean, that's understandable if you're not used to it, and suddenly you see someone peer in front of you and they're supposed to be dead. I mean, yeah, I get it. It might be scary. It's just not scary for me, because I've done a lot of work in this area. But I do understand. So that person will be coming back from a higher spiritual realm to visit that person, and then they leave again. Okay? That's the difference. They don't inhabit the area. Keep wanting to burp. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they don't want to always happens when I come on video. What is this? What is this? Let's make Charmaine look burpy? Yes. Anyway, getting back on topic. Let's get back on topic. So when they come back, they will leave, okay, and then they'll come back, and then they'll leave and they'll come back. So when they pass, they will stay around you for a while. That's absolutely natural and normal, and be with you. And then slowly they'll just be going away a bit more and coming back away and a bit more, like that. And then, however long that grieving takes for you, they'll be there, but they will slowly leave and then come back and visit you every now and again. And every now and again you'll have a dream with them, or a cool breeze will come through your, not freezing cold, but just a very light breeze will come through your room or something like that, and you'll think of the person, or you'll have a dream of them, or they'll come into your mind, or you'll smell their scent, or a song will come on the radio and you'll know it's the song that you used to listen to with them, or they used to play it, things like that. So they come back and visit you. So that's how you know that they're not a ghost, basically, and that they're a spiritual entity that has departed. So hope that has helped you today, and have a good day. Adios.